Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at our beloved Hoover High School. My name is Jason Babineau, and I am lucky to serve our amazing students, staff, and community as Hoover's principal. Before we get started, I'd like to welcome the state and district leaders who have joined us today. Senator Toni Atkins, Area 2 Superintendent Lamont Jackson, Board of Education President Richard Barrera, Nursing and Wellness Executive Director Susan Barndollar, Chief Operations Officer Drew Rollins, and Chief Facilities Planning and Construction Officer Lee Dolgoroff. I stand before you today with pride in front of our brand new classroom building, a structure that truly reflects the caliber of humans across our school community. Classrooms include state-of-the-art technology and spacious, safe teaching and learning environments. The building also includes a student service hub along with a parent center. I cannot wait to see the faces of our students when they walk through these halls for the first time. They deserve this and more. Additionally, to my right, we have a beautiful brand new theater that will showcase the creativity and voice of our amazing and talented Cardinals. Once you enter our brand new courtyard, you'll notice an outdoor stage and pavilion for our students to celebrate each other, along with the original Hoover capstone from the school's inception in 1929. Most importantly, as you take your tour today, it's the heart of this campus that has spread into our homes over the past year that makes Hoover a special place. As we head towards the next phase of school reopening, I want to acknowledge and uplift the efforts of our school community over this past year. To our incredible students who have repeatedly risen up regardless of what has come in their way, our parents who have partnered with us, our classified staff who have kept our school services running, and our teachers, counselors, and special education service providers who have unconditionally supported all of our students. I say thank you. I'd now like to invite Richard Barrera, our Board of Education President, to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Principal Babineau. And I just, Jason Babineau is, everybody in this community knows exactly who Jason is and the impact that he's made not only on Hoover High School, but on all of the schools, Wilson Middle School, Clark Middle School, all of our elementary schools that feed into Hoover. There's been a sense of pride in this community for the last couple of years that you hear our youngest students talking about how they dream of one day being a Cardinal, being here on this campus. And so much of that is due to the leadership of Jason Babineau, just one of the most incredible, not just educational leaders, but community leaders that we have here in San Diego. And so we're very proud of your work, Jason. And of course, as Jason just talked about, it's your entire team. And so we're also proud that what we're about to go in and take a tour of are facilities that this entire community of San Diegans has come together to invest in. So we have a generation of San Diegans who, when we have asked over and over again, are you willing to make financial sacrifice for the sake of our young people? They've said yes again and again and again. And what we're seeing today is the result of a collective commitment on the part of people in this city to invest in our young people. And as Jason said, one of the things that we're most excited about is that 1 month from today, we will have Hoover Cardinals that for the first time will be able to walk into this campus and see what this community has invested in them. This community has also come together to make sure during the course of this pandemic that our families have regular meals, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. 13 million meals have been served since the time we've started, we shut down a year ago. 5 million additional meals coming from our partners with Feeding San Diego and the San Diego Food Bank. 85,000 devices have been distributed to our young people who have struggled with learning at home, but at least have had the ability to have technology that allows them to continue with distance learning. And now we have light at the end of the tunnel. We see our educators, all of our educators over the last week had access to their first vaccines. Our educators will have access to their second shots so that they'll be fully immunized by the time they're back on this campus starting April 5th to prepare for the students to come back April 12th. So this has been a time that our community has been tested, that our school communities have been tested. It's been a difficult experience, but because we stuck together as a community and believed in our young people, our students are now going to be able to come back and, in the case of Hoover High School, learn in these incredible state-of-the-art facilities that we're all so proud of. So we're looking forward to what's going to happen not only through the rest of this school year. We're looking forward to an expanded summer program, which makes both academic and enrichment opportunities available to every student in this district. And we're really looking forward to beginning our fall semester when all of our students can be back on their campus and learning in the facilities that they deserve and that our community has invested in. So thanks for everybody coming here today. And listen, I just want to say personally, the challenge in getting through this period and getting us to a point that we can now see light at the end of the tunnel has been made so much more possible because of the support that we have gotten from the state government. And it's been a difficult conversation at the state level, but thank goodness in San Diego for the leadership of Senate Pro Tem Toni Atkins, who has stood strong for the interests of our schools and our students throughout this entire process. And so the resources that we have to do right by our kids are being made possible because of the leadership of Senator Toni Atkins. And Toni, thank you for being here with us today.
Well, good morning. And Richard, thank you so much. Principal Babineau, thank you. It's so good to be here with you. I'm at Hoover High School today, a school that I have been proud to represent my entire time in public office, from the City Council to the Assembly to the Senate, and I am filled with hope this morning. This newly renovated school will soon be able to welcome back teachers, classmates, and teammates to experience their new school for the first time. And I am confident that our partners at the school district are doing everything they can to open the doors safely. Our collective work does continue, but today we're one step closer on this journey to hear that school bell ring once again. Let me congratulate Lee, you and your entire team, facilities and operations, on this. It's beautiful. The kids, they're not kids, the young people deserve it, and so thank you. You know, it was just last week, that the California State Legislature passed a $6.6 billion package for schools, and 1 week ago to the day that the governor signed it into law. Here in San Diego, that means $70.6 million in learning opportunity grants for San Diego Unified School District to help students, as Richard said, make up for the time out of the classroom, plus millions more to support in-person instruction. And that's on top of the $132.6 million in federal stimulus. This vital funding pays for safety measures to get us closer to in-person instruction, providing personal protective equipment, COVID testing, air filtration systems, and proper spacing in our classrooms. It pays for expanded learning opportunities, as you heard Richard again say, such as summer school, tutoring, and mental health services. And the law prioritizes vaccinations for teachers. Here in San Diego County, also mentioned, 20% of the first doses are being made available to education workers, allowing for more than half of all school staff and 40,000 educators to receive their first shot to date. And as Richard said, he gave you the update on what that means for San Diego Unified School District. Let me just say, San Diego Unified School District is the second largest district in our state, the second largest district. And I am really proud of what you've done here in San Diego, because it took a lot to get to this point. It was a partnership with the school district, UCSD, the county, to make it possible to have tests and vaccinations, and it got us here today. You know, you don't often, we're here locally in San Diego, but from a state perspective, San Diego has been a model. Does that mean it's perfect? No, because we have struggled to figure out how to get back here. There are parents who are afraid to let their kids come back to school. There are parents who want their kids back to school. There are teachers who were concerned about not being vaccinated, vulnerable, age issues. All of those things we've had to factor in at the state level, and they've had to deal with it here on the ground. So I have to tell you, I've been in government for 18 years. This was one of the hardest assignments we have ever had. The legislature worked nonstop for the last several months to figure out how to do this. So enabling schools to reopen safely based on science has been one of the toughest challenges we have faced since this pandemic began. Everything hinges on our ability to get kids back to school safely. We were elected to serve our districts, our neighbors, and our youth. And for some, the final legislation may not be the perfect answer, but it is the solution we need right now that will let our young people, our kids, learn, let teachers teach, and let parents be able to breathe. So Richard, let me say thank you to you, and I'm so glad to be here today. And Principal, go Cardinals.
So, should we take questions or start the tour? What's this? Sure, yeah. Yep.
Are you able to tell us exactly how it's going to work once students get back in the classroom, what it's going to look like as far as social distancing, just kind of explain, just kind of go down the line?
Yeah, so, and Jason will lead the process here at Hoover, but there are health and safety standards that have to be in place at every school. That includes social distancing of students. That includes everybody wearing masks. That includes everybody being tested once every 2 weeks, and that testing will take place here on campus. That includes regular cleaning of our classrooms. It very much includes, and again, thanks to Drew Rollins, our operations leader, includes proper ventilation of the classrooms with monitoring of the air quality in our classrooms. All of that, Drew and his team have been doing this work to get our schools prepared, for several months now. But one of the reasons that, Jason and his staff will be back a week early before the students start to come back is so all staff can be trained in the protocols that are necessary to keep our students safe, and it's the implementation, that will be the key. We've got all the strategies, we've purchased the equipment, everything's in place, but the adults have to make sure that the strategies are followed, and that's what we're going to be focusing on, especially that first week before students come back.
And I know we mentioned as far as like the distancing of desks and
Mm-hmm.
students, how is that going to work? Will there be a limited number of kids in the classrooms? Will there be a certain number of kids allowed back on April 12th?
No, so we are opening up the in-person option for all families who select that option. And as Toni said, and as I know Jason knows, we're also very much aware that some of our families won't be comfortable yet having their kids come back, and so we have to maintain, a stable quality distance learning option. In terms of the number of students that we can have in a classroom at any point in time, that is based on the need to maintain that separation. So we couldn't, for instance, have 100% of students in a classroom at any point in time. We can't have 30 kids in a classroom. The classrooms are different in terms of the number of kids that could be brought in, but it's based on keeping that standard of 6 foot separation. And so then what the schedule looks like specifically and the way that the campus is organized, we actually are going to be asking principals like Jason and his colleagues all over the district to be leading that design, with making sure that health and safety standards are met. We know that Jason and his teachers and staff here at the school will come up with a much better schedule and a much more effective schedule for students than if we just designed a one-size-fits-all at the district. So we want to give that flexibility to the school sites. But I appreciate the question, because what I think everybody needs to be prepared for is there will be very clear safety standards in place when we come back. And it means that we're excited to have people back, but for the next couple of months, for the rest of the school year, people have to be aware that we need to continue to do some things that may not be comfortable for everybody, keeping the masks on, keeping the separation, but it's the way that we keep everybody safe. And one thing that we have wanted to avoid this entire time here in our district is we don't want to bring kids back and then close down again. We don't want that roller coaster in our district. And so by everybody doing their part with leaders like Principal Babineau here at Hoover, we're confident that it will be a good experience for the kids who come back. It'll continue to be a quality experience for the kids who stay home. And again, all of this is getting ourselves prepared as well for an expanded summer program and an exciting school year in the fall.